But this QSS 240 games built-in retro device, I was really curious what are we going to get when it comes to the gameplay in general, because it's always going to be in hit or miss. Back in the past, I did bought a lot of these AliExpress handhelds, and I can say like sometimes we go to get 8-bit games, sometimes we're going to get 16-bit games, or some other weird stuff. But it always like in gamble, and with AliExpress you don't know what you're going to get, and it also implements with this version, because we do get like 128 megabyte of storage capacity, some weird like looking like CPU, no idea, never heard of it. The manual itself comes in all kinds of languages because the action is basically like selling their products around in Europe. But I want to implement this video in my channel because it's a handheld, it's retro, so I was thinking I need to check it out with you guys. And I just wanted to show you, even you're living in the US, maybe it's just fun to show you what are we going to get. At the front we're going to get ourselves the sticker that we can peel off. I find it quite interesting, it's a quite interesting thing to do, just going to put this cool sticker on for having like in display in the case itself. I have reviewed so many of those, let's say Famicom-like devices, and I think this is going to be something similar. So at the front we're going to get this very thin piece of plastic that needs to be like the protection cover of the display. I can tell you it's very thin, so man, I think if you're going to bump it, you're going to still like destroy the LCD. The D-pad feels pretty damn horrible because it doesn't have a very nice feel. It goes a little bit too deep inside the case, so basically you're like pushing your thumb into the case, kind of weird. Reset select over there, reset and start. Then we have like the AB, a front speaker, phone control on and off. There is no AV out, but I find very interesting, we do have the option. You can see the case mold is prepared for a micro USB and an AV out that we have seen before with AliExpress ones. So the back we're going to need like to put in 4 AAA batteries. So we do have like this freaking bloody screw that I need to basically like unscrew before I can even like open it up. Yeah, and I can tell you I was happy that they used a screw because the case itself is not that great. So here we can see some information about the company, Karsten International. It's located in Amsterdam, and yeah, they call this thing the Retro Gamer. Article number, stuff like that, some general information, and of course, made in China. So it's a package from China. Okay, so let's open it up and let's show you the battery compartment because it's quite interesting. So I was happy they added the screw because it didn't close up that great. You can see there are some things going on in the mold. So I think it was like a mold that they can use with a BL5C Nokia battery that we've seen before. Yeah, and the thing that we now need to do is like slapping in like 4 freaking batteries. Oh boy. Before we're going to play, let's do a quick teardown with this handheld, just to show you what's in the inside. It's kind of laughable, because when you're looking at these cheap AliExpress or these devices I picked up from my local shop, they don't have like a lot of parts. And we need to be very, very careful, because we do have like 2 wires coming from the PCB. And yeah, they are like connected to the battery compartment. And this is basically what we're going to get on the inside. It's kind of funny. We're going to get like at the left a capacitor. We don't see that very often with these newer generation cheap devices. Then we have like basically the connections over here I already told you about. We have 2 screws that hold the mainboard in place. And we have this 1.25 watts of an 8 ohm of a speaker. And it's quite loud. So let's remove the other 2 screws and let's take a close look at that. On the inside, we're going to get ourselves like, of course, the cheap membranes, the translucent versions. I must say, you can feel it. They're just like, they're responsive, but you just don't have like the same click and feel with original like hardware. Think about your Nintendo controller from Super NES time. I'm also very curious if you're going to find anything regarding a production date, because they just released this, or is it just a repackaged product or something like that? We do have like the option to replace the display if you need to replace it. But yeah, I think most of the time the displays are maybe like the most expensive part of it, because finding them and replacing them is out of the question. We have like this chip, a non-brand one, a chip I don't know, the black blob, 2 support foam for the LCD, and beside that nothing much to see in the inside anymore. So let's take a close look at the system itself. So yeah, the first thing I need to do is put it back together. The display, it's your typical one that we have seen with the $15 ones from AliExpress. Let's turn the light off because it's a little annoying. I'm going to show you. The view angle is pretty damn, yeah, the basic, the stuff that we have seen before. I must say the display in general, like they also love to call it in on the boxes like the widescreen display or something like that. It does have like an okay display in it. For the money, we can't really complain. This time we do get like 6 different categories, and with the 6 different categories we're going to get action, fighting, sport, and we're having shoot and some other things. But I must say, when you're going to scrolling through the list, you don't find any normal games. They're like all weird looking 8-bit games, and oh man, like I was thinking this D-pad is bad, But I can tell you, like, it's even like worse when like actually using it with the menu. Hero Mice 1 and 2, Shark. Like, there was so much stuff. Primitive Man, Primitive Woman. What the hell kind of names are those? Blockbuster, Crystal Blast. There are a couple of them I already know. I have seen them on Homebrew and Famicons. Let's boot one up. Let's take a close look if we can find anything decent here. We have Mask Man 1, 2, and 3. Spar. Yeah, that's a game we should try. Spring Worlds. Yeah, there are none like of those like normal games. Sometimes we can find like rip-off. There's a great example. Gradius is like Gradius or something like that. Panzer Flycar, Violent, Hotspeed, Risker. You know, like those names, absolutely like laughable. Let's put up number 10, the Gradius. And when you're going to look at this game, it's actually like Gradius. I don't know what the original game is called, but it looks like Gradius. Damn it, I couldn't get my power up, I wanted to show you. But you're getting the point. So basically this is what you're going to get when it comes to the games. We do have like some rip-offs games, but absolutely garbage and unplayable with the freaking D-pad. Just need to keep mentioning this. Let's reset it. What I do like when you're pressing it once, it goes to back to the menu. The second time it goes back to the category. Let's see, Puppet Show. This is a great example like how crap some of these games are. It's absolutely laughable. Like, what the hell is this? Okay, so we now have like Pizza Boy. This is a game that I've seen a couple of times on those Famicom clones that you pick up nowadays on AliExpress. It's a basic game. You just need to bring your pizza to your customers. Yeah, I must say, like, it's not like really challenging. It's not also like a lot of fun to play. To be honest, I think it's more like a punishment to play this. Yeah, so this is not great. Power Robot. That was a game that I personally can appreciate. Basically what you need to do is jump to the next platform. It's quite challenging. And I must say that I can really get some, let's say, a couple of minutes fun, go for gaming fun out of it. It's quite very challenging. You cannot really move from left to the right. The only thing you can do is when you're basically like sliding down. So yeah, alright. Conclusion is that we do get like this handheld. It looks kind of retro, but we do get like a lot of 8-bit crappy games. 240 crappy games, or let's say at least like I can find 10 decent ones, but all the other ones are like most of the time not very fun to play. Yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of this. Are those like handhelds for sale in your country? Are they selling under different names? Because I would not be surprised that they rebranded it, this like Chinese handheld, to a different brand. Well, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become a Wicked family, and it will be great to see you in the next video.